Hello. Hello, YouTube. Perhaps. Here we go. We're now getting stream data. Yes, welcome to the Is the Stream Working dance. Okay. It looks like the answer is yes. Okay, hang on. What's going on? There's a big Let me jump over here. No, I'm not saying. Well, I think that's fine. My last few streams, the audio has been fine when I've gone and checked them. So I think we're okay. So let me just load these up so I can see chat. And hang on just a tick. Yeah, that looks like it's working.
That looks like it's working.
It sounds like it's working. So we are good to go. Oh God, what am I doing? Hang on just a tick. Okay. I'll do that later. Okay, my phone is on silent now. So we're good. We are good to go. I've got chat open. Great. Right. Hello. So had a bit of a busy weekend and didn't do any of this stuff or much of this stuff. I did get this working. So here is our character sheet that is actual data as evidenced by the indices in here. I can't remember. Maybe I actually did that on stream. And then it is requesting the traits. However, when it requests the traits, if I reload the page, it doesn't work. So we need to debug this and work out what the hell is going on. We can see that the error where it's going, the value n is not of type unsigned byte, is in send client trait. So, WebSocket send client trait, yeah, in here. So hey, I wrote a handy little macro. Log. What was it called? I don't even remember what it was called. Debug log, probably. Debug, yeah, debug log. Debug log. Send client trait. Maybe it's, hang on. Trait in a percent new line, and we want client and trait. And I think that this is where, was that the WebSocket send client trait? Yeah, this is where we are. So we're still in this, getting this error, but now if we jump to the bottom here, we're getting traits, request for trait 73, name. So that's good. And WebSocket send client trait should be being called yeah, we can watch this actually. WebSocket. If I do no, yeah, this WebSocket. Oh no, it's this is what I wanted. No, it's not what I. Oh, last time I did this, I swear it was highlighting the whole line. Anyway, oh, I've got caps lock on. That of course does it. So yeah, WebSocket connection to a new user. Hello, we've got a WebSocket message, and where the message is 173, WebSocket message 1, data 73, and then traits. So we're going to find that WebSocket handle receive new trait. Oh yeah, hang on a second. Receive request trait. Server handler. Here we go, server handlers. Handle new request trait. New trait requested or request, no, it's handle trait request. So request for trait yeah, trait index trait. So that's what we're getting. And then we're getting WebSocket send client trait, and we're sending it client and trait. Oh, I'm getting confused because, where is it? Yeah, this one. WebSocket send client trait. Why didn't I get my debug line? It's because I didn't compile the bloody thing so that it would have the debug line. So that of course will do that. We're then getting the position. So let's go debug. In fact, hang on, let's not do that at all. We've got that recompiled, so we'll get the thing again. We're back in the error. Let's look at the stack. So client and trait are set. We've got the WebSocket driver, WebSocket server. Is that the object name? As opposed to like a connection. Interesting. Event emitter. Yeah, emit message to the WebSocket server, and it's actually obscuring the fact that we were in the handler, which is interesting. Until we actually get to this defined function that the handler was calling. And it's not actually giving us any further information. However, this is a good excuse to look into debugging things with Slime because it's a server-side issue. So let's look at Slime. Go common lisp slime debug. So Slime has a custom Emacs-based debugger called SLDB. Conditions signaled in the Lisp system invoke SLDB in Emacs by way of Lisp debugger hook. So this is SLDB. SLDB pops up a buffer when a condition is signaled. The buffer displays a description of the condition, a list of the restarts, and a backtrace. Commands are offered for invoking restarts, examining the backtrace, and poking around in stack frames. So let's look at examining frames. Commands for examining the stack frame at point. SLDB toggle details. Toggle display of the local variables and catch tags. That was T, wasn't it? T's here. Yeah, so that's the same as pressing enter. I guess it's nice that I don't have to move my hand over to the enter key. SLDB shows source. View the set frame's current source expression. The expression is oh, hang on. V. Look at that. I can see we're in make array. That's the big thing that I've always wanted. To know how to do. Okay. That's brilliant. I'm actually very happy with that. So, make array is erroring. So we're creating... Okay, so the issue is that the value n, so the character n, is not of type unsigned byte. So that suggests to me that we're in concatenate here, in the initial contents. We're creating the initial contents. They are, first, it's the WebSocket client of the new trait. That should be a number. Then we're giving it the position we're giving it the number 1. I'm not sure why we're giving it the number 1. That's the number of traits. Oh, we're only giving 1 trait back. Okay. Let's 1 trait. Then we're giving it the position. What is the position? The position is the position of the trait in the array. So that's the index. Maybe I should change that to be the word index, but that's fine. Then we're giving it the trait length. And then we're giving it the trait. And the trait is a string. So I need to coerce the trait into characters. Let's see. Common lisp string coerce. I should just look at my other code to see where I've done this before. Coerce character. Yes, so this should work. So I can abort this, recompile the. Oh, okay, that's a problem. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hang on a second. Trait. What? What? What are we doing? Trait length. Position trait in trait array. Hang on. What am I REPL? Where's the REPL? What's going on? So we're getting this error. Closing WebSocket connection. Name. Okay, so it's name. Okay, so we have actually got the name here. We're getting the position. So let's debug log trait %a. Let's go index a is a, and let's put a that, and we can go pos and trait and recompile that. Deleting unreachable code. The derived type of character is only. Hang on. So this is coerce A into character. Oh. So instead of going into character, I go list. And that will work. We can go back to the REPL so that we can see our output. And then Okay, let's just get rid of all of this and go to localhost. Reload that. We're back in here. So let's look at what else we can do with our debugger. So we can evaluate an expression in the frame. The expression can refer to the available local variables in the frame. Okay, so I can go E and then just type. Where'd it go? Here it is. Pos. Unbound variable pos. Why is pos an unbound variable? Oh. We could be down here. No, we're not. It told us we were here. So that didn't work the way I hoped it would. Okay, so WebSocket client data 73. Request for trait 73 name. In WebSocket client, we've got the object and we've got name. Index 73 is name. It should be 4. Name pos len a. Nope. And then down here we can go. Because this is let recurse. That is, of course, annoying. So prog n, and we're going to debug log a pos. We should put in here len. What's your problem? Too few arguments for format. Oh. Trait. Okay, so we're back in here. I can disassemble the frames function, which I'm not really keen to do. That's not going to help me. SLDB print pprint, so pretty print eval in frame. Evaluate an expression in the frame and pretty print the result in a temporary buffer. So that's D. I want to know what pos is. Pos should be well, hang on, let's go coerce trait list. Oh. How does coerce work? Coerce. Hello. List. Yeah, it works. So what is trait suddenly? So the debugger is not working for some reason. I don't think. What we do get is we get the length is 73. Yeah, no, that's because no, where that because that's not length, that's index. Index. Basically I've done the wrong thing. I want prog n length. And then we need to print trait length. We need to return trait length. Length. I have to spell it correctly. Abort. I need to recompile it. And then we can index. So it's getting this one. Oh. My bad. This one needs to... Yeah, it's because I'm an idiot. Debug log. And then here we want trait length. So this will tell me what I want to know. I think. No, down here, please. Length is 4. Yes. And then the problem is we are trying to concatenate a list of characters at this point, probably. So let's see where I've done this before. Dice roller. Client code, where client socket handler, server handler. So we're creating the list. Yes. We're map carring char code over description. So map car char code. Hello. What does this do? My bad. There we go. Not a type list. So now that I've done the coerce into a list. Bad thing to be a type specifier. Hello. My bad. Its type specifier is second. So that's what I want. So in traits, we want to map car. We want to map char code over the coerced list. And so if we recompile this, it's done it. And if I jump into the console, can I go console.log traits? It's an object that looks empty. I could swear that that should be putting received traits back in. Here we go. Error uncaught reference error get uint 8 is not defined. Okay. So this is wrong. Ah. I think that what's happening, if I search for get, yeah, so I've got the wrong thing. It's trying to call get uint8 as a function. It's trying to call view as a function with get uint8 as the. Yeah, that's not right. So we are in receive new trait. Receive new trait, which is here. Yeah, see, I see what we've done here. That should just be view like this. So if we recompile this and rerun it, we're still getting an issue. We're doing the same thing later in the function. A couple of times. Those look to be the only 2 times. Okay, no. Still doing it. Get you if... Yeah, okay, we're New Zealanders now. Get. I should save that stuff that I'm compiling. Okay, so now len is not defined, plus len. No, len does not look like it's defined. We're still in receive new trait. We've got some fun code. Subarray. So len. Where am I defining len? Len is in this let. Ah. So if I do the one that allows it to reference other things, I should get new code. Okay. So we are having a bit more success. Like I don't have any, or I don't have the same errors. What is this? Who knows what's going on here? Ah, yes. The favicon doesn't exist. Okay, now we eventually get connection to WS. I need to work out what's going on with this. And detect connection loss is not defined, and that was something I was playing with to try and work that one out. However, I should at least be able to look in here and go console.log traits and see that I do have one single trait. Very cool. Ah, we've replaced every trait with that. Okay. Where am I setting it? So index traits dot index. So all of this is superfluous because I've used a at get prop and now we should be calling this one. So now can I just go traits like this? Yes, I can. And I have a big list of traits. All of the traits that I've asked for. So we just need to get them to actually replace these numbers. Now, I was trying to get that to happen. What was I doing? We don't even need to be in traits anymore. We need to be in the character sheet. We're creating a character sheet. Building the character sheet server side. Here we go. We're rendering the character sheet, which I should change the name of because we're not actually rendering the character sheet. We're producing HTML. Make character sheet group. What are we doing? We're doing a whole lot of stuff. At some point, we're requesting the trait. Where are we requesting? We are up. So yes, I've got new character sheet. Then we're getting trait name. We're requesting the index of the trait. And so I've got this scheduler that I've written. Trait name update schedule. Let's see. Trait name update trait name. Get prop traits. Run trait name update schedule. So where am I actually scheduling to the trait for update. Okay, so if the trait name we're returning is a number, we're scheduling the trait name for update. And when are we running? Run trait. Name update schedule. Okay. And then we're running the trait name update schedule here. And we're only running it once. So, unfortunately, JavaScript doesn't have sleep. So we are going to define client PS, a new function, trait name update schedule loop. And that will be the function that we call. And in here, let's just grab this and do this. Okay, so while, in fact, we're gonna grab all of this and jump up to the rest of this stuff. Here we go. So we've got the trait name update. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, no, that loop is just going from 0 to the end of the schedule, so it's only looping through the schedule once. So I want to loop while the length of the schedule the length of trait, in fact, let me just grab it, is greater than 0. So we're looping forever. Except I don't actually want to do that. What I want to do is I want to run trait name update schedule, and then when the scheduled list is greater than 0, I want to call itself trait name. So it's a recursive function. And the reason we're doing that is because this is JavaScript and JavaScript doesn't have sleep. And so we're not actually going to call it itself directly. We are going to set timeout. And I've used set timeout before, but not here. Where did I put the set timeout? In client, maybe. Set timeout, it's the function first, and then it is the length of time you want to wait before calling that function. So we should be able to do, yeah. So every 1,000 milliseconds, or every second, we are going to recurse into this function until it is empty. So let's just recompile a couple of things and refresh the page. And so we should see these change. But we are not seeing these change. So let's say, what is it? It's PS log is my macro that's doing console log. Calling update trait loop. And in here, yeah, let's just do that. It might just be that I've not compiled everything I needed to recompile. This is the problem with compiling bits as you go as opposed to compiling a whole file. Like, have I guaranteed that I've saved the file? No. And B, where is my code actually? Like, did I forget to compile it? Did I remember to compile it? What's going on? Yeah, so here's my waited 3 seconds. So we're not actually getting in and calling this. When is number trait name? So when is number might not be right. PS log trait name, and that's just trait name. And let's do that for is number as well. Is number is number. Let's do this. And do this a bunch of times. So trait name is number true. It's doing this from a bunch of stuff. And we're not actually... Okay, so schedule trait name. Hang on a second. Do I have, if I go trait name update schedule loop, this is a function, so that's the name, trait name update schedule. Trait name update schedule. Okay. There is a bunch of stuff in here. Yeah, we've got all of the things that we want to change. So what is going on when I... where is it? There's too much stuff in this file. Make train. I need to learn how to use marks. Make character sheet group. So is number is trait. That's being called. When it's returning true for all of that stuff. Yep, we've got a sudden connection loss for whatever reason, and I need to work that out. is number, trait name, schedule trait name, update name, trait name. And then schedule trait name update. Oh, I'm calling the wrong function. Update. Schedule loop. No. That's correct. So it's putting everything in correctly. No, that's fine. I'm barking up the wrong tree. It's when I've finished rendering the sheet, I need to call. Okay. This function, which should be this function, right? But I'm never getting in here. Why is that happening? So that's that function. So I've dropped the slots when I've done this. Ah, it's happening too early. Render character sheet. It shouldn't matter though. So actually, if I look up in here, it should be below where it's... Or did I just not recompile this function? Is the problem that I just didn't recompile that function? Yes. The problem is just that I didn't recompile the function. I mean, we've got other problems like race conditions. So that's not how you use splice, obviously. Let's see. But it does, that does actually mean that our length is greater than 1 when that's being called. So JavaScript splice. JavaScript splice. The splice method, yes. Months.splice. Yes, okay. So where am I calling splice? So what I actually need to do is go chain this to here, and then this should work, I think. Okay, I've got a different error. Or I don't have a different error. It worked. Look at that. I now have the character sheet generating the correct trait names. How good's that? It's always nice when things come together quickly. I mean, that is because I've spent a bunch of time getting this to just to here, and then, it all came together in the last hour. But that is character sheet generating a little bit closer. So now I need to add in these things. And I need to work out how I'm doing that. Because if I click here, it should also fill these. So what I need to do is first, just put them on the page. Now, I've got it generating the character sheet on the server here. Yes, and it's creating these checkboxes. This is creating a single, oh no, this is creating from I to trait max things. So let's do something similar. Let's go up here. Run update schedule. Let's just move past the update schedule stuff. Okay, so make trait. So the next thing to do, this is part of the trait. I will give it its own function. Make trait track. And we're going to have to give it CS. Ooh, maybe we don't have to give it CSID. No, we want to give it trait ID. Trait ID. We need the trait max. Now, actually, CSID is CSID. CSID adds the word character sheet, the words character sheets, to the ID of the object. So something I've been struggling with here is that actually I actually kind of want to be passing the object around instead. But I also don't want to be doing that string concatenation multiple times unless I need to. I should just go, I don't care, and do it a million times and get the thing done, I guess. But the thing is, because now I need the trait max, which isn't needed anywhere else. However, I can get that from the trait ID, so I'll pass the trait ID. And then, so here we should have, yeah, we're getting the trait name because it's trait data 0. trait data 1 should be the value of the trait. So let's just go value. That's what we want. So let's pass those in so that they're immediately being called. Hang on a second. If or when, let's do this above here. When the length of trait data is greater than 1, we do this. We don't do this if it's not greater than 1 because then we don't do this when it's not greater than 1 because we don't need to. Because if it's greater than 1, it doesn't have a value. And so the value is aref. Is length the right thing? We'll do it and see what happens. I should probably remember. Trait data 1. And trait ID. And so that should be fine. It will compile because it's just valid. It's valid JavaScript. The JavaScript might have errors. But we are making trait track. We need to make trait track. So here we are going to get the trait max of, so first we need the object ID. So how do I get a substring? JavaScript get substring. Okay, so I get a substring. Okay, so how do I find a substring then? There is a sub str. So text hello world, text sub str is just going to be hello, L, and then substring does the same thing. Okay. Yes, that is how you use the substring function. How do I find the numbers? Email index of at. Now, index of, is that a string or is that a single element? Is an element to locate. So I think it's a character. JavaScript find string in string, or find substring in string. The string search method. Blue, and that's going to give me the position. Okay. So I can chain the trait ID search, and I want to find the string character sheet. What, 46 up? 46 up. 23 up. Okay, where's the word search? Oh no, that did actually take me to where I wanted to be. Yeah. So let's get the word, find the index of the character finding the word character sheet. And we then want to get chain trait ID again. And then we're going to go sub str from 0 to there we go. And I can get rid of this. And that will give me the trait max. No, that will get me the object. Okay, we will actually get the object. I don't need the object. I only need the trait max. So with the object, we can now get get prop. No, we can just go at. And then we find in here, no, in here, we go trait max. And that's the trait max. And so let's just go, whoa, what have I just done? I've just deleted that. Okay. PS log trait max. And that should be something that we get. Let's see if that works. Make trait, we're erroring. Ooh. Schedule update trait name. So what it's just schedule update trait name. I've just managed to add characters for no reason. All right, whatever. That's fixed. Okay. What? What? Oi. Is that not... Is this where we need to be? Oh, no, it's in here that it's breaking. Okay. Let's do this then. I don't need this anymore. Oh, yeah, no, I don't need that anymore. We're in here. And so trait ID is character sheet. Let's just see if I can step. I think what I actually wanted was F11. Undefined. Okay, so character. Okay. So let's instead come back here. Okay, so character ID, trait ID. Okay, so in order to work that out. Okay. I need to step through all of those things, apparently. So, the value is 2 and trait ID is character ID, character sheet 00. And we want to step into search. And is it going to tell me length of 1, name search? How do I see its return value? Yes, that's the information for the function. I want to know what its return value was. Or are we not able to do that? So index, oh, these are all of my breakpoints. Yes, here's my call stack. My scope is this window, arguments, trait ID, max, trait max 16 is undefined, and value is 2. So that should have turned this into something. It should have turned this into just character ID. However, it might be character ID hyphen. It might be that I've gotten how search. Oh, it should have turned into the number actually, shouldn't it? Hmm. So we've got a lot of stuff in here. Watch expressions. Can I? Search unavailable. Okay, what if I do sub str? I don't know what that does. So this hang on. That's telling me where it is. Oh, hang on. length 1, name search. Caller, call bind arguments, constructor to string. No. Am I gonna have to do it as different variables separately just because? Firefox dev mode C function debug C function return value. Firefox JavaScript debugger. Yes, open the debugger. I can print a minified file. Oh, that's nice. Search, set a breakpoint, set a conditional breakpoint, set an event listener, break on exceptions, use watch points for property reads and writes. So maybe one of these things will break on property set, property get. Okay. Pause, step over, step in, step out. Inline variable preview. The source pane gives you an instant preview of the variables of the code you've stepped through. Yes, if you have, but it won't give you the return value of a function. Well, it will if it's the no, because that's the value of list item. What's this add log do? How many tabs have I opened? Where is my program? Reveal intro. Oh, hang on. So if I right click, copy source, reveal in tree. What does that do? Remove breakpoint, disable breakpoint. Add log. Log message. Search. I think. What is what was it saying? Yes, paused overlay. It does that. Yes, I know about that. Working with log points. Add new task to tasks. Hang on. JavaScript. Does JavaScript have a handy syntax for getting the last return value? So some languages like Lisp or Python have special variables that when you enter them, it just gives you the last value on that has been returned from a function, or the last value that has been evaluated. How to JavaScript get last return value. Does JavaScript have a special variable like Lisp, like Lisps that contains the last evaluated value? This is going to tell me it does not have a built-in special variable like Lisp star that automatically stores. Yeah. Okay. That sucks. So where are we? What are we doing? I've completely lost what I'm looking at. Okay, so we're now doing this one, and we are going to just extract all of these values into their own variables. Last pause. And then I want to get char ID. I should call it character ID. And we want to have it go to last pause. And then we are going to give character ID to trait max. In fact, we can go character is actually this, and we can go character. And I guess that makes it easier to read. I probably should write more code like this in Lisp. I'm used to doing the other stuff in C, and where everything's a lot shorter and more concise. And more. I think I probably did it more in C++, if I'm honest. I haven't done that in a while. Old habits die hard, however. It's also interesting. I think in some ways, doing functional programming or working in languages that are functional by nature, or have a strong connection to being functional, just sort of somehow enable that. However, I didn't recompile. Did I recompile the function? because I'm still getting this. Make trait track. Make trait track. Oh, no. Here we go. We are actually getting to a different place. So let's just jump in here, and we can see that the last position is undefined. Now we can see that the last position is 12. And then the... Okay. So this substring... Oh, yes. Substring of what? Have I stuffed that up as I've been copying stuff back to... Probably. I need to chain trait ID to substring. And then it's never going to be in here. Character ID is then in wherever I'm storing the bloody characters. Where am I storing the characters? Character list. And I am using getProp. Let's go max trait. Yeah, it's down here. GetProp. Okay. So now if I recompile that, we're not going to be here anymore. It's going to be in this new one here. So I can step through a couple of these and we can see that last pos is 12, character ID is character ID, but my character is still undefined. Character list. Test character. Wait, why? Hang on. Character list is a single object. That's not right. Okay. So that's not right at all. Hang on, let's just look at the produced JavaScript, because at the very top, I should have... Yeah, we've okay, so there's my CSS, and we get the JavaScript. Yep, so character list is an object. Ah, test character is... So test character is a okay. Because it's an object, not an array. So what I want is not chain is not get what? I'm confused. I'm confused. If I do this, what do I get back? Yes. Refresh. Do it again. Thank you. Mate trait. Yes. In here. Give me this code. Character.mate. Yes. Character ID. Okay. So this is what I because of course that just is undefined. Get prop is what I want. Correctly, I think. Except that. Ah. I see. We're not in the right place. So we're undefined here because character list has test character, not character ID. Character ID is never correct. So I've got bigger problems. So where am I first starting? It does. The problem with what I'm doing is every time I recompile a function, it just re-adds it to the list. So let's instead return a init. Let's instead use breakpoints and to get there. Init calls. So we're calling init a number of times. What I actually want to see is in init client. Let's find init client. Great. I want to see in init character sheets. Yep. Here's my problem. Test character. What is this test character? So, test character is a parameter that I'm creating here. Get prop init character sheets. So this is exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so I think I'm going to change this to an array. I think it makes more sense for it to be an array. At which point, and I probably thought that's what it was when I did this. So where am I defining client? I'm defining it in the client, I believe. Yep. Array. So let's redo this. And so instead we're getting... Let's do this and recompile the entire function. And we're going to get some errors. Let's see where we get some errors. Init client. What? I've had that a couple of times, actually. It's a bit confusing. So let's just restart everything. In package st no cl user exit. What am I doing? I need to start slime again. And then we need to ql quick load st engine. What? Okay, I think I might be getting to the point where I need a break. Quick load st engine. In character sheets, when compiling something in the character sheets file, it just doesn't work. Oh, I worked out that I can do this. No. Oh, it was just V, not Control V. V. No. Checklist compile results. Oh, that's interesting. So this is the actual function in ASDF that is happening where it's just calling our error, which is super useful. Okay. I need a break. So I'm going to do that. I will probably continue this offline afterwards. I'm not sure how interesting this is going to be at this stage. So hopefully I can get this working and then we can do something interesting tomorrow. Let me know what you think, particularly if you're on YouTube. Leave a like and subscribe are the things I'm supposed to say. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much.